You know, it just blows my mind of like, it just astonishes me of, you know, I ask my friends for help, and what do I get? I get shot down. I asked this guy, Chuck, if he can help me out. You know, he says, oh, I have to take my schedule, maybe during the weekend, but, you know, he's not around on Zillow on the weekends, you know, and he says, during the week, like, he'll be like, oh, I think I'll sign off early, like around like 4 p.m., check out early, you know. The guy is unreliable, unprofessional. You know, like, I break down on 44, like, a couple years ago, and fucking, he just fucking, he showed up with, like, a cup of hot chocolate, and, you know, I didn't even get a chance to sit in his fucking car with him, so I could, like, you know, warm up, shit like that, you know. Like, it just astonishes me of how many fucking real friends I have. I don't. I asked this other friend of mine who lives locally. I'm not gonna say what her name is because that's, you know, irrelevant. But fucking, you know, I ask her, you know, I tell her, you know, what needs to be done. I tell her where the car is. I tell her I have, you know, so much on my plate. Can you please help me out? And she goes, I can't, I'm busy. Like, what the fuck, man? It just really astonishes me. Of, like, you know, I have, like, you know, I ask people who I think who are my friends to, I just need a ride down to fucking PA. I get the car, and then we can, you know, drive up. We can, you know, I'll follow whoever drives, you know, because I don't use my phone for, you know, all these stupid apps, blah blah blah, Facebook or, you know, or anything like that. You know, a phone is only supposed to be used for calling and texting. Calling and texting. I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the fucking 80s and 90s. Back in the 80s and 90s. We didn't have this thing called the internet, or as other people call it, the super information highlighter, or whatever the fuck it was called, or, you know, it just astonishes me of, you know, I don't use apps, you know, all these fucking apps people use, oh, app this, you know, you can take your apps and shove them up your fucking ass. God damn. It just really astonishes me of how much, you know, of my fucking friends, you know. This guy Chuck, Larry Biggs, on Zello, you know, I asked him, I want a yes or no, can you help me out? He goes, oh, I gotta check my calendar, maybe we'll do it on the weekend. Fucking idiot. And then there's a guy named TJ, Tristan Pipo, right? Out in fucking, where the fuck's he live? Anyway, he's like, take a bus. Well, fuck you, man. A bus isn't gonna fucking drop me off at some guy's house, you know? The car is down over at a private garage. I'm not gonna fucking, you know, people keep telling me, oh, take a train, take a bus, take a train, take a bus. I don't have any money for a train or a fucking bus, you know? There is no train that goes by this person's house. I looked on fucking Google Maps. There is no train that goes by there. Jesus fucking Christ. People say, oh, take a bus. Fuck no. I'm not taking a fucking bus and then fucking get lost. I don't use apps on my fucking phone. A phone is only supposed to be used for calling and texting. I grew up in the fucking, I was born in the 70s, man. I grew up in the 80s and 90s where there was no internet. There was no internet in the fucking 80s and 90s. You know, people wanted to get someplace, drive someplace in the fucking 80s and 90s or whatever and shit, they used paper maps. Paper maps. Maps that, you get like a fucking gas station or, go to a fucking, maybe a bookstore or something, whatever it was back in the heyday, 20, 25 years ago. God damn. And now people say, oh, well, there's, a GPS, but I don't use apps. I was born in the 70s. There was no internet. There was no internet back in the fucking, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, When I got out of fucking high school, there was no internet back then. People are fucking texting me. When I got out of fucking high school in 1993, 94, and then I started working back like in 95, like mowing lawns and shit. There was no internet, when I was mowing lawns back in 1995, I was mowing lawns for like, all these like, different people and shit, There was no fucking internet back in the 94, 95 when I was out mowing lawns. I'm a 70s kid. I grew up in the fucking 80s and 90s. We didn't have any internet. I'm old school. I'm old school. People say, oh, you should use PayPal. I don't use PayPal. Fuck you and your PayPal. Take your PayPal and shove it up your fucking ass. I don't use PayPal. I don't use, whatever that other thing that's, whatever it's fucking called, I'm old school, motherfuckers. I'm old school. I don't go around using apps or whatever, A phone is only supposed to be used for calling and texting. Calling and texting. That's what a phone is supposed to be used for. Calling and texting. I don't use a phone for apps or whatever. I only use it for calling and texting. God damn. Sick and tired of these motherfuckers saying, be new school, get PayPal. I don't use PayPal. Fuck that shit. Fuck that white noise. People say, you should use Discord or whatever. No, I don't use Discord. Like I said, I'm 70. I was born in the 70s, man. I grew up in the fucking 80s and 90s. There was no internet back then. I graduated back in 94. There was no internet back then. I'm old school, motherfuckers. I'm old school. God damn, people say, oh, get this up or get... No, man. Yo, by the way, I pay all my bills in person. I pay my bills in person. Because, I want people to see who the fuck I am, I pay all my bills, well, except for my rent. I pay my rent, just, I call the guy on the phone. I'm like, hey, look, the money's it's on its way, or, shit, like, whatever, I pay my bill, like, I call the guy up, and I'm like, hey, look, money's on its way. He's like, all right, cool. So that's, because, like, the guy lives, I forget where he lives, but anyway, I pay all my bills in person, my cell phone bill, because I use Boost Mobile, I pay that. I never buy anything online. Like I said, I'm old school. If I want to buy something, I'll go out and I'll fucking buy it in person. Like, I'll go to, like, maybe Walmart or, like one of my local grocery stores, or I'll fucking, go to CVS or some shit like that, I don't buy shit online. I don't believe in buying shit online. I'm old school, motherfuckers. 1970s. There was no internet back in fucking 1970 or the 60s or the 50s or whenever the fuck you thought you people were cool. God damn. God damn. There was no internet back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Or 80s. Or 90s, I don't know when the fucking internet started to come out, but I don't give a shit, Fucking goddamn, I'm just rambling on here. People are, like texting me, it's just fucking bullshit where, it's just, I was born in the 70s. I don't use apps. I don't use apps. Fuck apps. You can take your apps and shove them up your fucking ass. Take your apps and shove them up your fucking ass. Take your fucking apps and shove them up your fucking ass. 1970s, man. I was born in the 70s. I'm old school, motherfuckers. I'm old school. God damn, these fucking people want me to use apps. Get this app, get that app. Nah, man. I used to have a GPS where I plugged it, you know, into my cigarette lighter, and I had it on my window, my windshield. It fucking died. It was a fucking TomTom. It fucking died, you know. It just like fucking died. I need to get a new one, but I don't have the money for a fucking TomTom. God damn. I'm old school, motherfuckers. I'm old school. God damn. I am fucking old school. I don't, you know, use apps or, you know, shit like that. I am fucking old school. I'm old school, motherfuckers. 1970s, man. There was no internet back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. 1995, I was out mowing lawns. There was no internet back in 1995, 96, or whatever the fuck. Go! Go! You're in the circle, you're supposed to go. You have the right of way. Fucking dumbass. Yeah, we got these fucking roundabouts and shit. If you're in the fucking circle, you have the fucking right of way. You don't stop in the fucking right of way. You fucking idiot. God damn. God damn. God damn, god damn, god damn. God damn.